federal government as Borno residents debunk the fate of Boko Haram insurgency. Nigeria to tackle international fraud with fresh executive orders. Panic in Cameroon as 90 people remain unaccounted for in boat mishap. Hello and welcome to News Now. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Residents of Borno State have written an open letter to President Muhammadu Buhari condemning the state of insecurity in the region and passing a vote of no confidence on the military. In the letter signed by Hassan Boguma, a traditional leader of the area, the residents accused the military of not doing enough to repel Boko Haram attacks, saying the insurgents now strike without fear. They lamented that troops have confined themselves to their trenches instead of taking the offensive to the insurgents. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum had over the weekend blamed the military for recent attacks on Gubio and Magumeri local government areas in the state. Zulum, while addressing State House correspondents, said the establishment of super camps had made it easy for the insurgents to storm communities without any resistance. Borno is one of the worst hit in the decade-long Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast. Nigeria will issue new executive orders to tackle international fraud. This is according to Gadra Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity. The development is coming few days after U.S. authorities announced charges against 77 Nigerians in a wide-ranging fraud and money laundering operation that netted millions of dollars from victims of internet con jobs. Shehu pledged that the present administration will work with all nations around the globe, including the FBI, to fight criminality. He says the government will generate new laws from the National Assembly and there will be new executive orders that will block some of the loopholes that have been exploited by Nigerians. Shehu has now urged Nigerians to obey the laws of their host communities when they travel abroad, adding that the government would not stand in the way of the justice system. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, is seeking for the support of the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, to combat the rising wave of trans-border crime in the country. The police boss made the call at the 2019 Interpol Week held at the International Conference Center in Abuja on Monday. Tunji Oye has that story.
Inside the hall behind me are top police officers, heads of security agencies across the countries, and members of the diplomatic corps. They are here to mark the 2019 International Criminal Police Organization Interpol Week. But Nigeria's Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, is using the opportunity to ask for the support of Interpol to address the proliferation of small arms and light weapons in Nigeria.
The security situation in the country is being fueled by the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, which are mostly brought into the country through our borders. I will urge and ask Interpol to come up with a threat assessment of proliferation of light weapons as it affects Nigeria, to identify the route where these arms are coming into Nigeria, the actors that are involved, and provide solution so as to help us in fighting this scourge in this country.
Crime is growing very sophisticated and transnational, with organized criminal groups committing crimes that touch multiple jurisdictions. Interpol is a global organization with membership from 194 countries is the best bet to track their activities and bring them to face the full wrath of the law. Nigeria has been facing a series of criminal security challenges ranging from terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, trafficking in arms, and other illicit activities.
Transborder crimes, arms smuggling, cyber crimes, and other forms of criminality are also in focus at this event. And the Interpol has promised to assist Nigeria and other member countries to address the situation.
Apart from making available to its countries the I-24/7 communication network and its many databases, Interpol's main role is also to provide training for officials in charge of combating crime and to assist countries and in the organization of police operations. Interpol is well positioned to support the Federal Republic of Nigeria in its commendable efforts by providing police capacity to provide appropriate responses to the operational and strategic needs of its police services.
There is no disputing the fact that crimes have grown over the years all over the world, from common cases of theft, breach of the peace, assault, robbery, murder, and some others, to those with international dimensions such as cross-border crimes, drug, human trafficking, terrorism, gun running, cybercrime, and money laundering. For the police of any country to be able to effectively deal with these ever-growing seamless border-prone crimes, the services of Interpol globally has always been of tremendous assistance to member countries, including our dear country.
With recent news of Nigerians being arrested abroad for crimes ranging from cyber fraud, drug smuggling, human trafficking, the time is definitely now for the Nigerian police to rejig its strategy to combat recent challenges and reshape Nigeria's battered image. From Abuja, Tunji Oye, TV360 News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived Yokohama, Japan for the 7th Tokyo International Conference on African Development. The conference, themed Africa and Yokohama Sharing Passion for the Future, will take place in the city of Yokohama from August 28 to August 30, 2019. President Buhari is expected to deliver a statement appraising Nigeria-Japan relations and takeaways from last year's conference. He was accompanied on the trip by governors of Kwara, Borno, and Lagos State. Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema was also part of the president's delegation. To political affairs now, a federal high court in Abuja has affirmed the decision of the All Progressives Congress APC to conduct indirect primary for the forthcoming governorship election in Kogi State. Justice Taiwo approved the party's choice on Monday and dismissed 2 suits filed by some APC members challenging the party's decision. The first suit prayed the court to determine the true leaders of the party from the 2 sets of members claiming entitlement to its leadership, while the second criticized the adoption of an indirect primary mode. In his ruling, Justice Taiwo dismissed the first suit for being statute barred on grounds that it was not heard within the 180 days stipulated under Section 285, subsection 10 of the Constitution. He added that since the second suit was predicated on the first suit, which had been dismissed, it was unnecessary determining issues raised in the suit on grounds that they have become academic. President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration is committed to the rule of law and justice. He made a pledge while declaring open the 59th edition of the Nigerian Bar Association Annual General Conference in Lagos. The president was represented by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, SAN. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his deputy Obafemi Hamzat, also pledged commitment to the rule of law. He said the state would continue to collaborate with major stakeholders to ensure realization of its goals. Well, still on judicial matters, the trial of the former governor of Abia State and lawmaker representing Abia North Senatorial District, Orji Uzor Kalu, has been delayed at the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos. This is as a result of the absence of his lawyer, Awa Kalu, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria. Addressing the court, Kelvin Nwofo SAN, counsel to the second defendant, said he arrived Lagos with Kalu, who suddenly took ill. Justice Mohammed Idris, the judge in charge of the trial, subsequently adjourned proceedings till Tuesday, August 27. Kalu was arraigned in November 2016 by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for alleged 7.6 billion naira fraud. The former governor is standing trial alongside his Commissioner of Finance, Jones Udogu, and his company, Slope Nigeria Limited, on an amended 39 count of fraud-related offences, and while they have all denied any wrongdoing. Media practitioners in Nigeria have been charged to hold the government accountable for its policies and programs and also promote social justice. The governor was speaking during a paper presentation titled Excellence in Governance, exploring the synergy between think tanks and mass communicators at the University of Lagos. Adeshewa Odushoga has more.
Freedom of the media is key to good governance and national development. This is the submission of speakers at this academic gathering in Lagos, Nigeria. Keynote speaker Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State charges the media to uphold its function as watchdogs and shun negative news.
Research has shown that consistent exposure to negative news in any polity leads to inertia, hopelessness, and cynicism among the populace. It is a bad therapy that the Nigerian media must seek to do away with, and this must start from the classroom, where the future practitioners are trained. We need to reset our communication philosophy around participation and collaborative development. In its watchdog role, the media can play an important role by highlighting policy failures, maladministration by public officials, corruption, and scandals. Investigative journalism can open the government's secret records to external scrutiny and critical evaluation, and hold authorities answerable for their actions.
The chairman of Unilag Radio and Television, who also doubles as the chairman of the occasion, Ralph Akinfeleye, also charged newsmen to tackle fake news, especially in the social media.
Different between this and journalism. And if you look at the event of last election, there are so many of the watchdogs who were supposed to back, they didn't back. They were supposed to bite, they didn't bite. In fact, they were invested with viruses, so they needed antivirus. So as we go to the second level of this administration, appeal to the journalists is to make sure to support the new dispensation. There's no country that cannot be journalism. There's no journalism that cannot be good country.
The event also features the public presentation of a book titled Introduction to Philosophy of Mass Communication. Head of the department, Abigail Ogoezi and Disika, ahead of the book launch, reviewed its content, as well as its importance to the field of mass communication and the media at large.
The book, Introduction to the Philosophy of Mass Communication, which is being presented today, strikes a balance between mass communication and philosophy and brings to the fore the interconnectedness of the two disciplines. It celebrates two disciplines, and the editors, Oscar Odibo, Abiodun Salawu, and Chris Doguje, are known names in the fields. So there could not have been a more appropriate title for this compendium of brilliantly reading essays by some of Nigeria's finest scholar and industry grandmaster.
The media, being the fourth estate of the realm, is saddled with the responsibility of holding the government accountable to the people. And this is done to enhance good governance, is recognized in the 1999 Constitution. Adeshewa Odushoga, TV360, Lagos.
Kaduna State will begin payment of the new national minimum wage by September 1st, 2019. Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Publicity, Muyiwa Adekeye, announced this at the end of the State Executive Council meeting on Monday. He said the approval was part of the commitment of the Nasir El-Rufai administration to strengthen public service and its capacity to deliver quality and responsive service. In arriving at the decision to pay the 30,000 minimum wage, Adekeye explained that the government considered several scenarios Bearing in mind the trend of internally generated revenues and allocations from the Federation accounts, he noted that paying the new national minimum wage and consequential adjustment would increase the wage bill of the state government by 33, while the state gross monthly salary outlay will move from 2.827 billion naira to 3.79 billion naira. Former Commissioner of Police Lawrence Alobi is advocating for education and enlightenment for all security agencies in the country to understand their constitutional role and responsibilities. Alobi, speaking to TV360 Nigeria in Abuja, said interagency collaboration has been a major challenge in Nigeria, which is affecting the internal security in the country. Alobi also called for proper investigations into the police-army face-off in Taraba State, saying necessary actions should be taken against anyone found culpable.
In Nigeria, the military want to usurp the police function. That's where the conflict arises. You know? So I think what should happen to tame this trend, this ugly trend, is one, the military should subordinate their ego. Two, they should mutual respect, but the police should respect the military should respect the police. And when it comes to internal security operations, the military should subordinate themselves and be under the command control of the police. A police officer should head such internal security operation. So otherwise, because there's going to be conflict, because military are not trained for internal security, are not trained for policing or law enforcement. The military man is trained to attack the enemy, bombard the enemy position, dominate the area, take control. A policeman is trained to arrest, to investigate and prosecute. A policeman is also trained to even initiate to resolve conflict resolution, right? But the military man is not there to think about resolving conflict. The military man is just there to bombard the enemy position, take control of the situation, and make sure the place is dominated.
Still on security, the management of Hogan Guards has conferred an integrity award on one William Okogwe, an operative who found and returned $10,000 at a commercial bank in Wuse, Abuja. Vice Chairman of the organization, Clara Ibirogba, who confirmed the award on William, urged other Nigerians to emulate the admirable character shown by the guard. Okegu had found a bag containing $10,000 forgotten by a customer and handed it over to the bank management, which later returned it to the owner.
When I saw the bag, I don't even know what is inside the bag. I hold the bag for like 45 minutes in the banking hall. Before I took the money, before I took the bag, say, maybe it's time Bumbo, make a know what is inside the bag. I enter inside the toilet, I open it, I see the bag, I see dollars. I say, oh, is it a temptation or is it fake one? I bring it out, I look it, it's original. When I put it back, I zip it. I lock the door, there's window, there's glass. I was looking at myself. I shake head. I say, is this a temptation? I said, no, it's not for me. I pray to my God. What goes to me, goes to me. This one is not for me, and I must keep it for the owner. Like an hour time, when I come out, my CSM, cash officer called me. Mr. William, what of my boy? Did they send anything? This is blah, 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 blah. I said, yeah, let the person come. Before you know the person come, we'll give it to him. So that is it.
Quite tempting for a man in his position, a guard, a security guard, he wasn't even a permanent staff. He's just become one today. Yet he could turn that in, that I found this, because that would have meant so much to him if he had changed the dollars into naira. And he would have thought that was the end of the day. But he did not. Rather, he felt honesty, he had integrity, and that he should turn it in. Whatever they wanted to give to him, they would.
We should not look at the short term, we should look at the long term. In the short term, $10,000 he would have had, and he probably would have finished spending it. But in the long term, he has built a reputation for himself, he has built a reputation for his family, he has built a reputation for the company. He has done something that others will look at and emulate, because they will feel, yes, there goes an honest man.
From what we did, because we've made him a permanent staff of Hogan Guards, we gave him a token, and we're still going to send him on course so that he will be elevated after the course. That's a way to encourage others to do exactly what he has done.
We'll take a break now and return with news from the world of business. Don't go away.
Corruption not in my country.
It's about the files your secretary presented to me regarding the company's salary. Yes, the figures don't seem to add up. I suspect there's some form of a
discrepancy.
Precisely, sir.
Keep the figure that way. That's what doing, sir. That's my money.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't do that, sir.
See how padded your feet are. Are you telling me you cannot pad up figures?
Sir, padding is against best auditing practices, and it's a form of corruption.
It's true. Accountant.
You were testing. Thank you, sir.
That's it. Macaulay.
Yes, sir.
You are fired.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine, sir. Rather than watch corruption grow under my watch. Padding is a form of corruption and not in my country, sir.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Welcome back. Standing by to talk business is Oyin Adekunle. Hello, Oyin.
Hi, Fidelia.
So tell me what's making headlines over there.
Well, loan defaults will now be settled with deposits made into banks. And this is according to a new agreement reached by the Central Bank of Nigeria and commercial banks in the country. CBN's Deputy Governor of Financial Services System, Aisha Ahmed, announced this after the Bankers Committee meeting held in Abuja on Monday. A loan default occurs when a debtor fails to meet his or her legal obligations according to the debt contract and is unable to pay back a loan as at when due. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, says it will start charging value-added tax on online transactions, both domestic and international, with effect from January 2020. Executive Chairman of the service, Tunde Fowler, announced this at the African Tax Administration Forum Technical Workshop on VAT in Abuja. Fowler said a lot of countries in the world had identified Nigeria as a good market for online businesses, saying there was need to tap into the potentials to generate more revenue for the country. He, however, said that the date of commencement of the VAT on online transactions would be subject to government's approval. Oil prices fell on Monday, pushing U.S. crude to its lowest in more than 2 weeks as increasing tensions in the U.S.-China war knocked confidence in the global economy. Brent crude was down 89 cents at $58.45 a barrel, while U.S. oil fell 1.8% to $53.17 a barrel. Oil prices are being hit in a large part because of worries about a severe global economic slowdown, with worsening trade tension between United States and China fueling the trend. So that's it from here, Fidelia. It's back to you.
Thank you so much, Oyin, for that update. Let's now look at the foreign scene. At least 3 people have been killed and 90 others are missing following a boat accident in Cameroon Atlantic coast. The boat with over 200 passengers overturned on its way to Tiko Wharf in Cameroon after departing Nigeria. The Navy says it has rescued over 100 people from the ferry and over 90 others are still missing. It, however, adds that search and rescue efforts were still ongoing. It was still unclear what caused the ferry to sink, but preliminary investigations showed it encountered very rough weather. And in sports, Nigeria's under-20 female football team, Falconets, on Monday defeated Algeria to qualify for finals of the ongoing 12th African Games football event in Morocco. The match, which was played at the Boukar Stadium, ended 3-0. Nigeria awaits the winner of the second semi-final fixture between Morocco and Cameroon for the final on Thursday. And that is our news now. Many thanks for joining us. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Bye for now.